Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Happy Easter. It's a little bit early because, well, let's face it, Game of Thrones comes on at 9 o'clock tonight. Gotta see that. There's only, 5 episodes left to the series, and we gotta find out who the hell is the Night King. I still think that somehow it's the Mad King, but I haven't gotten into the show like other people. They got all kinds of theories, but we'll have to wait and find out what the real deal is. But it's Easter night. I hope everybody had a great Easter. I'm back home. Got the kids with the snotty noses and stuff back to their parents. And I got to tell you, this is incredible. Right? Let me show you guys real quick. I got my fish pond filled and with water in it. But look over there. I don't know if you can see the colors, but you can see the reflection of the colors that are up in the sky here as the sun sits down. And the ferns are coming out, the trees are getting full. It's getting a little bit warmer, so you don't need quite as much fire to be out here because, well, it's not really that cold. It's just got a little crispness in the air. And I love it because that means spring is here. And if spring's here, summer's not far away. And we got so many great things that we're planning on doing this year. I'm working with Cowboys Experience. And listen, if you are definitely interested and definitely going to go to a game and don't have a game provider or a ticket company, go to Cowboys Experience and tell them that Joe Boo Sports sent you, that Joe Boo sent you. You'll get a free autograph, picture and stuff. And we've got a bunch of things planned. We were going to do a trip, we'll still do it, the Redskin Cowboy game that we're going to take over Dallas. But the bad thing is that game is the last game of the season. Now we've got a huge, and I mean a huge, tailgate that we're going to do week 2 at FedEx Field. I've already talked to my man up in, who's up in Philadelphia, who's coming down. We got West Coast is coming to the East Coast. He's going to be joining us there. Barry's going to be helping us get this thing together. So we're looking at making this like the tailgate to end all tailgates. We're going to have a ball. But this week, we've got the draft. And we're going to be at Lucky's on Thursday night for the draft. So if you want to go to a draft party, we'll be doing one over there at Lucky's. And then Friday night and Saturday, we'll be here eating some chicken wings and stuff like that. So we'll give you full coverage of the draft. Now, I don't work for the Dallas Cowboys. Much as I wish I did, wish I could do this for a career, but I do this for fun. And I love to be analytical, and I love to try and come up with solutions for problems. That's what I do in my regular job in construction, is coming up with solutions to problems. The Cowboys, as we look through, I left the cover off of this, and I got some shit in here. The Cowboys have had a couple of things going for them since the last Super Bowls. We've had league-leading running backs. We've had quarterbacks that have lit up the scoreboard. Tony Romo, you think about him being the all-time leading record getter in so many categories for the Dallas Cowboys. We've had more offensive production than we've had in the past. We've had some pretty good defenses from time to time, but for whatever reason, we just have not had that Super Bowl success. And in the end, that's what everything comes down to. It's great to have the moral victory of saying, hey, we've won the NFC East 3 out of the last 5 years. That's great. You want to do that. We've won the NFC East more times than anybody in recent history. But if you're not winning Super Bowls, there's only one team that goes home happy, and that is the Super Bowl champion. Everybody else is chasing what they've got. But we've gone through, and I talked about this earlier, 2 places that we have not taken care of business with. Safety and the one technique. We have gone through, we've drafted number 1 picks in the offensive line. We've gone through, we've drafted number 1 picks at wide receiver. We've gone through and had number 1 picks at running back. And we've had great ones all across the board. We've had number 1 picks and edge rushers, a couple of them, the number 1 picks and cornerbacks. But the thing that I still believe in, and if you listen to some of the people who believe that the offense is dictated by the offensive line, if your offensive line can control the line of scrimmage, generally speaking, you're going to score points. Well, here's Einstein's theory, or maybe it's not Einstein's, but it's one of those theories. For each action, there's an opposite reaction. So that means if the offensive line is pushing the defense is getting pushed back, right? But if the defensive line is being able to push the offensive line, as we know, if your offensive line can't control the line of scrimmage, they're not going to do much. And we keep focusing on the offense. And that's great to have a great offense. It's great to have offense that's scoring 28, 30 points like we did with Tony Romo. But we didn't have that opposite reaction on the other side of the ball of being able to push the other opponent's offense in the ground. And let's try. Well, listen, we've tried everything. Let's try. Now that you got edge rushers, let's try and just get that. Since you're so close with the defensive line, let's get that man in the middle. Let's get that safety back there, and let's get a defensive line and see if we can take the offenses and drop them down to, say, 7 points a game. Let's see if we can add a turnover a game for our offense. And I guarantee you, we will get more bang out of that buck than we will than drafting another offensive lineman right now. Because I look at any offensive lineman that we're going to get in the second round is not going to be any better than anybody you have this year. But if I get me another body, because there's a difference between offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Offensive lineman, if you got a good center, he's playing every snap. He's not rotating. He's not going out and coming back fresh. Defensive line, that's a different story. Defensive line, you've got guys that are better at stopping the run that don't play on third downs. You have waves of guys that come in, so you keep them fresh. So if you add a fresh guy who maybe doesn't know the playbook that well, but you can say, listen, all I want you to do is, when the ball is snapped, I want you to hit the center in the face as hard as you can and try and push him into the quarterback's lap. I guarantee you, even not the brightest people in the world can understand that play. And if you do that, if you've got a Carson Wentz who's worried about a knee and back and wrist and other body parts that we don't know are messed up yet, if he is standing back there in shotgun and he knows he's got DeMarcus Lawrence who's going to be coming out here wide, but he's got a Robert Quinn that's coming up in here, and I can't run past those two guys right there, that security pocket, I got a bull that's a trash can full of dirt, that's on wheels, going downhill, that's pushing in my face. I'm getting rid of the ball quick. I'm like, it's gone. And if he does that, Eli, Case Keenum, or whoever, Josh Rosen, whoever the Redskins have, or especially Eli Manning, the two-time Super Bowl MVP, you'll get your turnovers. You'll get great field position. You'll get extra opportunities for your offense. And in my mind, what you get right there is going to be so much more than what you're going to get from that offensive lineman. We've done focused on the offensive line. We got tons of resources put into the offensive line. Why not try it? Just once. Just once. Give me a guy like Leon Lett in the middle. Give me a guy like the Manster up there. Get me a guy that you look back and say, man, that guy's a Hall of Famer. A guy that will do the dirty work. That's all I'm asking. Is that too much to ask? Is it really too much? We gave up a number one for a wide receiver. We've got number one draft picks across the offensive line. Can't we do that with the defensive line as well? For me? It's amazing how quickly it gets dark. The red colors in the sky, well, they're gone. But it's absolutely positively beautiful out right now. This week's a big week, guys. Oh, one other note. The bad storms that came through evidently have done something to the internet system. I don't think it's at my end because I'm connected and I've got like 100 megabits plus going out, downloading, and like 200 some going out, but it's not streaming well. So I'm hoping that Verizon or whoever is at fault right now with the internet can get that thing resolved by next week. By tomorrow night for our live stream, because it's kind of frustrating. They updated the software. I've got it so now the cameras are staying on like they're supposed to, but the signal just keeps buffering and buffering and buffering. And Michael said that even just watching videos today, I haven't been here, have been just buffering and buffering. So Verizon, get this shit fixed, man. I'm Mark Holmes, and I didn't even turn on the lights, did I? Well, it's time to turn out the lights. This party's over. Go see what happens on Game of Thrones. See you guys soon.